I get back to the Danny Masterson case because the big difference between Danny Masterson's first and second trials was, of course, that allegation of drugs to rape the victims. That played a much bigger role in trial number 2. And also the second jury was able to hear testimony from a former high-ranking official from the Church of Scientology. And that's important because the victims were members of the church, and they said that the church harassed them, told them not to report the rapes, and told them that the rapes were their own fault. Claire Headley was a Scientologist for 30 years. She worked directly with the head of the church, David Miscavige. And at one point, she was also the third highest ranking person at the church. And Claire joins me now live for an exclusive interview. So Claire, you were a witness in this case. What were you able to bring to that case that you think might have helped the prosecution?
Yes, Ashleigh, I was an expert witness testifying on my personal knowledge of the extensive policies and procedures within Scientology that were applied to these victims when they reported these crimes to Scientology. And having worked at the top of Scientology, I have studied over 10,000 hours of these policies and again, had firsthand experience as to seeing those applied to cover up crimes within the Scientology.
So do you think that these women were telling the truth when they said the church kept them from going to the police and intimidated them? Did you find that that was truthful, and did you think it was commonplace?
Yes, it is commonplace, and it is absolutely covered extensively in the policies of Scientology to not report crimes to outside authorities. Scientology has its own justice system, and Scientologists are required to abide by that system and only report crimes to Scientology. And in fact, there were reports in the case that contained extensive Scientology terms and language, and that's what I was there to explain and clarify so that somebody who had no knowledge of Scientology could understand. For example, one of the victims was placed under what's known as a gag order. That's the real world term where they're not allowed to say anything as to the crimes they were victims of.
We got a statement from the Church of Scientology regarding this issue, and I'm just going to read directly from what they said. Quote, "The church has no policy prohibiting or discouraging members from reporting criminal conduct of anyone, Scientologist or not, to law enforcement." What do you make of that statement?
Well, Scientology has a decades of history of denying any allegations of wrongdoing. But the fact of the matter is that the evidence presented in this trial resulted in a guilty verdict. There was no delay in reporting these crimes because they were reported to Scientology, of which there was extensive reports in many different files within Scientology. And so true to what they always do, they're denying it. But there are thousands and thousands of policies that outline disdain for law enforcement, disdain for the judicial system, and that crimes are to be reported within Scientology. In fact, it is a high crime to report a Scientologist to outside law enforcement. And what a high crime means is that it can result in the person being expelled, which means they would lose their family, their friends, their job, anything, any connections to Scientology, they would be completely pushed out. So it's very clearly delineated in Scientology policies, and there are thousands that cover it.
Can I ask you something about your work there? And sort of the nitty-gritty, because I've been in this business for 35 years, and I got a phone call and a couple of emails today that I found a little alarming, because someone by the name of Corinne Powell not only reached out herself to me via email, but she had one of her deputies research me and find me personally and reach out to me through personal channels to insist that I challenge you on the legal fight that you had with Scientology, and you lost the legal fight and you had to pay damages to them, and they were very, very forceful. And I have to say, I felt very I don't want to say creeped out, but a little creeped out that someone who, got wind that we were doing a story and booking you on the program came after me personally. And then when I took issue with that, they came after me again. Does this square with the office that you worked in and the people that you worked for? I found it very odd. I found it inappropriate. People get mad if the media shows up on their doorstep, and they, effectively showed up on mine.
Yes, I completely understand. And again, that is how they deal with anyone who speaks out and exposes what they do. They will aggressively work to silence those people. They've been trying to silence me since I left, since I escaped in 2005. And yes, my husband and I did file a lawsuit, and we did lose, though in the final judgment, the decision stated that had we pursued other courses of action, such as assault and battery, false imprisonment, et cetera, we may have fared differently. And in fact, the reason we paid those fees is because Scientology said, well, we'll waive that bill, but you have to agree to never speak publicly about Scientology ever again, and turn over all information of anyone you've ever spoken to, media and friends, about Scientology. And that was a firm no from us. So that was the outcome.
This is a $42,000 interview then that you're giving me, because I think the judgment was around $42,000, which could have been wiped out had you not done interviews like this. So, well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And thank you for not calling me personally to make sure that, only your side got on the air tonight. I appreciate it. Claire Headley, thanks for being on. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.